Hey, hi everybody. This is Dana with CoachDanaInspires.com, and I'm really excited to have you all here today. It is Tuesday and it is Business Inspiration, and I am excited today that I'm interviewing a good friend of mine. She is a business person. She owns two businesses, a young woman, two businesses. She is so stinking successful. I love her to death. Her name is Riney. And Erinn, thank you so much for being here today. I'm so excited to have you. How are you doing?
Great. Thanks for having me.
How's the family? How's everybody in your life?
Pretty good. Everybody's staying healthy for the most part and busy and working through a pandemic.
Yeah. Woohoo! Don't we love it? Don't we love it? Yeah. Okay. So you own two businesses, and I think a lot of people don't um think about you're you're a hairstylist, and they don't think about that as being you know a business. You're not a coach, you're not a speaker, you're not any of those things, but man, you've got to run your business just like anybody else has to run a business. So you have to be very goal focused. And then the other thing you do is what's behind you, and that is $5 jewelry, and you are flaming successful at that. Again, $5 jewelry. Are you kidding me? You have made a great success out of both of your businesses, and you have so many reasons for that. And that's what we want to talk about today is your focus, your goals, and how you set those. So let me just ask you really quickly. So you have these two different businesses. How have what do you see? Are things coming back? We've been doing this COVID thing for 9 months now. So are you coming back to business? How are things going for you?
Well, I was shut down from the salon for 6 weeks, and that was tough because they kept saying, oh, we'll be open back up on this week or this week. And I just kept rescheduling those people that I had to reschedule. And finally, I said, let me just call you when we finally know when we're going to open back up. And we were closed for a full 6 weeks. So when I went back to work, I worked 6 days in a row, long days, everything, because I needed to get all those people in that had appointments for 6 weeks. But I was kind of forced to work my jewelry business at home. And thank goodness I had my jewelry business because I could work it from home and I could use Facebook Live like we're doing now, which was a crazy thing because I'm not really into technology, but I was forced to do it because I needed income. I didn't have income being self-employed. Nobody's paying you when you're shut down for 6 weeks. And I didn't want to get unemployment or anything. That's just more paperwork to have to do. So I just worked my jewelry business, and thankfully it is an affordable product that people will still buy through a pandemic because not everybody was out of a job. So thankfully I still had income without working my job in the salon.
Right. And one of the things that you do is you're a big goal setter, and uh, tell us a little bit about what's important about setting goals. Why do we, people who are watching, they're business owners, they know what they're doing. So why aren't they more successful? You tell us about how do you set goals? Why is that important to you?
For me, goal setting is a big thing. And as you know, in Toastmasters, whenever I give a speech, I'm always talking about setting goals. And I think for me, it's important to use Toastmasters. Obviously, it's helped me through speaking. I never would have agreed to something like this if I wasn't in Toastmasters. But I use that as a way for me to always be talking about it. So I think it's important for me to set my goals and then tell people about it. So then I'm kind of held accountable. But I think it's important to set the goals because you need a visual, you need to see. So I'm a big dream board maker because I'm kind of creative and I just like all that glitters, pun intended. But I think it's important to set the goal, break it down. Like, for example, when I talk to my mom, she's kind of my sounding board, if you will. I tell her what I want to do, and we talk about, okay, well, how many pieces of jewelry do you need to fulfill that goal? How many haircuts do you need to do to fulfill that goal? So breaking it down and seeing, okay, if I'm going to go to the water park this summer, it's going to cost me $40. Okay, I need to do this many haircuts, or I need to sell this many pieces of jewelry, because that's not necessarily in my budget. That's a fun thing to do. Or buy another pair of shoes, or, anything that's a want and not a need. And I think setting goals is important so you can get the wants and not just your needs sometimes,
Right. And
most of the time.
you're also we hadn't talked about this before, but I'm just going to throw a curveball at you. You budget. You don't
Yeah.
go into debt.
Yeah.
And so your house is paid off
Mm-hmm.
By $5 jewelry and your beautician business. I don't even know that word anymore, if that works. But your cosmetology business. But because of that, so many people, and especially young people, they get into debt, and you have avoided that. So can you talk to us a little bit about that?
I think that that's important. My mom has always been really big on making a budget, so that you can never, as children, we never wanted for anything, but we weren't rich by any means. And we always had to work hard. Pretty much as soon as we turned 16, we were getting a job because we wanted things. Like my sister liked to shop at the Buckle, but my mom wasn't going to pay Buckle prices for clothes. So sister knew she had to work hard to be able to afford that. So I think that kind of is goal setting in itself there, and budgeting. Usually you budget because you have an end goal. And my goal was to pay for my house in less time than what my loan was for. And then since I became self-employed 100% with being a hairdresser, my big goal was to get a new car, and I wanted to put a lot of money down because I didn't want to have a big monthly payment. Because as you get older, you learn that things cost a lot of money. So setting goals with your budget, I think, is a big starter. Especially, nobody's prepared for a pandemic. And I looked, and I had learned recently before the pandemic started, that if your savings account should have enough money to help you live for 6 months to a year. And when we got in a pandemic to where we were shut down, I was like, okay, let me evaluate my savings account. And I did. I had enough money for 6 months, but I said, if this goes past 6 months, this is not good for me. But then I was like, you know what? I have to work my jewelry business. And I've always kind of worked my jewelry business on the side, just for some fun money and extra money. But now I'm treating it like a business. I'm working it like a business. I'm focusing on my dream board that I make, and I'm fulfilling goals. I'm not just selling jewelry every now and again. Like, I want to be the jewelry lady that you know and go to for all your jewelry needs, because that helps me reach my goals.
Right. And it helps you stay within budget, and you can buy the things you want and not just the things you need. And I think that's a great message for people, and especially if there's anybody young. I mean, you're not even 30 yet. And I'm like, shut up, what the heck, girl? You are, you have reached some success levels that lots of people who are twice your age are sitting there going, why am I still in debt? Why do I still have these issues? And you've overcome a lot of those things early in your life. And I think that's really great. So do you happen to have a dream board handy to show us?
I brought a couple. So my current one is hanging up. So I brought one from last year. And I think a really important thing to do is break down your goals, like I said, and then make a visual. So with my paparazzi business, there's different rankings and things. So I cut out a piece of ranking. I put the word live because we use the Facebook Live a lot. Words to encourage. I put $500 in the Dodge symbol because I wanted to get a Dodge Durango, and I wanted to be making at least $500 extra with my jewelry business to make sure that I could pay for my car payment with my jewelry and not with my hair business. And then just other inspiring words and things. And I've improved over the years, which this one's a little tore up, but as you can see, there's less stuff on this one. This one was one I made when I worked at Dillard's, because at Dillard's we were big on, well, my manager and I were big on setting goals and things, and I was all about making dream boards, which dream boards aren't for everyone. Some of the other employees were like, I don't want to make a stupid dream board, and I'm like, why not? Like, it's fun. But apparently it's not fun to everybody. But this was one I really liked because we decided for our goal we were going to pick a word and then focus on that. So my word was courage, and then of course glitter. And then I did different things. So things you'll see on most of my dream boards, I put a watch or some sort of timepiece because I have a time limit. I want to reach these goals in a certain amount of time. And then I'll always put my business card because that's focusing. So right now I have a paparazzi dream board and a hair dream board because I have two separate goals that I want to achieve. And then of course just different things. And literally I put the word thank you on this dream board because it's important to thank your customers no matter what business you're in. Building relationships and stuff is really big. And that's what I learned when I worked at Dillard's. I was told we're not in the hair business, we're in the people business. And I think that applies to anybody in any sort of service business, just like you for coaching. You're in the people business. You're here to build relationships, and building relationships with people, especially right now in a pandemic. If I didn't have relationships with people, I wouldn't have the access to reaching my goals because I have the support of the people buying my jewelry because they know that was the only income that I had. And then also they just love the jewelry, so why not? But things like that. So building relationships, and then also while we were shut down for 6 weeks, having a relationship with my customers. I had customers asking me, do you need money? Can I give you money? And I'm like, no, don't give me money or anything. But I had one client that they said, well, let us buy a gift card. So they paid for their gift card right then, and then they used it after we opened back up. But it's support and relationships, and we can all support each other and build each other up and reach each other's our goals.
Right, right. And you were saying, I just want to touch on this really quickly. That you were saying, well, dream boards aren't for everybody, and I'm not a dream board person, but for some reason, I have a Mustang, a Shelby Colby, a Shelby Mustang, red with white on over here on the wall, or I have, so I won't put it on a board necessarily, but somehow I have pictures of things I want.
Yes.
So no, I don't want a board, but I like the picture idea.
Yes, even just little reminders throughout the house.
Right,
Yes.
right. So put them on your bathroom mirror. Put the Mustang
Yep.
on the bathroom mirror. So you can dream board it without the board. You can
Yeah.
be creative. Put it on the refrigerator door, the microwave door, whatever you do. Anyway, that was a side note because I don't do dream boards. That's not my thing. But in my own weird way, I do. So there's an admission to the world that I do that. So when you were shut down for those 6 weeks, you had to get really creative and very
Mhm.
focused. How do you stay focused? Other than need? Is
Yeah.
there something other than need that drives that focus?
I think seeing other people with my jewelry business, it's a direct sales business. So there's people across the country that do it in different stages of life for them. Many people are of different ages and ethnical and economic backgrounds. And what this business does for everyone is different. We all might have the same end goal of, oh, we just needed to make a couple extra $100 a month. But I think for me, what helped me stay focused was seeing people on Facebook being successful and like, well, I want that. So I have to do what I need to do to get that. So if I need to go live 3 times a week to achieve that goal, I need to do it rather than the one time that I was used to or spontaneous. So it made me be more consistent, and I love a challenge. That was the other thing with the dream boards when I worked at Dillard's is I liked a challenge, but it was difficult because there wasn't always other people to challenge. So really I was kind of just challenging myself, but I work well under pressure. So I don't want to compare myself, but I think a way for me to focus is I want to beat the next guy. I want to do at least as well as the next person. So I think that was probably the big thing, because my problem is staying focused, I think. And sometimes I get lazy. If I don't treat my business like a business, I'm not going to be successful like a business person. So
Right.
I think that keeping the right mindset is a big thing.
And I think that's true for a lot of people. Their business is kind of, they started their business because, oh, they used to do this and it was fun. So yeah, sure, why not? I'll do this. But then they don't take it seriously. They don't sit down
Mm-hmm.
at their desk every day and do what they need to do. You don't necessarily sit down at your desk.
Yeah.
I have to sit down on my desk and make lesson plans and where's my schedule with the clients and all that. But every day do what you have to do. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what you kind of had to turn your, oh, I love jewelry, to I love jewelry,
Yeah.
kind of a focus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that true? Yep.
Yeah. And I like quotes. Another thing that I think people can relate to if they don't like dream boards is putting quotes throughout, like on your bathroom mirror, like you said. And I don't remember, I think it was Kobe Bryant said something like, I did things every day that other players wouldn't do. That's how I became as successful as I am. That's how he became Black Mamba or whatever. I don't know a whole lot about him, but just quotes like that. And sometimes just a simple reminder like that is like, oh, wait, did I do what I needed to do today to help push me forward to the next goal? So I
Right.
like quotes, quotes, quotes,
Yeah.
quotes.
We need to start making little needle point things so you can have on a pillow
Yeah,
or something for you. Yeah.
decorative quotes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And everything that you do um, is applicable for people who own speaking businesses,
Oh yeah.
coaching businesses. If you're an author and you got to sit down and write that book, doggone it. Um, you know, what would a dream board do for you if you were an author? What would a dream board do for you if you were hoping to get some coaching clients? Um, I think all of this is so applicable for everybody, and they don't have to be young.
Yeah. It's never too late.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think so. When you were now that we've kind of come out of that. We had the shutdown. We've been moseying along. You are. I would use the word slammed at work. You are a very busy person at your salon business, but you also make the time to do your paparazzi, your jewelry business. And is that difficult to balance that? Plus you have a life. You have
Yeah.
a person in your life that you would like to spend time with. You have family. So how do you balance all that?
It's funny that you say that because it is hard. And when we first opened back up, I didn't have as much clients as I do now because I actually just took on about 200 new clients because I took over a lady who retired's clients, which is like my dream. I want to be busy night and day. I want to make lots of money. I want to make people beautiful. So one thing that's great is that jewelry goes well with the beauty industry. And because I'm self-employed, I can have a small display at my station in the salon. So I sell jewelry, not as much as I do on a Facebook Live or at an event, but I at least have it there and people see and know. So then they add me on Facebook or go to my website, things like that. So that's good, the connection there. But also, as I was taking on all these new clients, the word that keeps coming to mind is boundaries. I need to set boundaries for myself because I don't want my relationships from my personal life to fail because I'm working so hard on trying to make the relationships with these clients, because that'll come with it, and not everybody is going to like me, or we're not going to vibe. So maybe not all those 200 clients will stay with me, but I'm the person that hairdresser recommended, so they're at least going to try me once. And I'm slowly like trying to not say, yeah, I'll take that appointment when I've been here since 8 a.m. and now it's 7 p.m. Like I need to set boundaries So because I haven't been going to the gym, I need to make sure that I can go to the gym because I enjoy going to the gym. I set goals with my fitness and I'm not reaching those so I need to find work-life balance, and it's slowly progressing. But I did tell the people in my personal life, please bear with me as I figure out what my boundaries are and how to even this out. So I'm not just, but it's been good. Boundaries. That's a big word for me. And I think everyone, if you have more than one business. So
Right. And I think also when a lot of people are still working from home and they have to work from home, and you have to set a boundary that I'm working now. I
yep,
can't come and answer the door. I can't watch the kids. Pretend I'm in the office, 20 miles away,
yep,
not just down the hall with the door shut. So somehow, I think all of us have boundaries. I know I'm terrible when I go on something virtual, and if it's more than 3 to 4 hours. I have a lovely person that I adore that has all day events, virtual all day events, great information, the content screaming. I see a squirrel, I see a shiny object, and I'm gone. My husband comes home, and I'm no good at that, and I know that. So I really rarely sign up for a virtual event. But when I'm working, when I have clients on the phone, and my husband comes home, the door's shut. I don't care that you're here or not. But somehow a virtual event sort of falls to the wayside for me.
yeah,
So so boundaries is important, absolutely. And the people who love you are understanding that. And I think
yep.
that we have to remember that they love us, so they want us to succeed.
But they don't want us to work ourselves to death either.
Well, that's very true too. Yeah, so let's keep that in mind as
Yeah.
well. So absolutely. So we're going to be wrapping up here in just a second. And do you have one wise word to get us to think about? Let's be focused. Let's do the thing we need to do every day. What can we do? What do you think we need to do?
I think since dream boards aren't ideal for everyone, I think picking a word and deciding what that word means to you and focusing on that word. Like for me, when that one was courage, because I kind of got into a slump. I didn't have the courage to go out and seek new customers and things like that. So I don't have a word this year. I think we're all just trying to get through the year.
Get through it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think find your word, find your purpose, and focus on that. And don't be afraid to be selfish sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's true too. Yeah. Sometimes
Yeah.
we have to be and say no. Get those boundaries out there too. With
Especially
that,
being self-employed.
right, which so many of our viewers are self-employed, and we do have to set boundaries, but we also have to be super focused and let our loved ones know what we're doing and why we're doing it. And I think they're much more understanding than
Yeah.
we think they are. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you, Erinn. Erinn, thank you for being here. I just want to let people know that they can contact you if they would like to. Here is Erinn's website. It's paparazzi accessories, paparazziaccessories.com 1777. So if you want to contact Erinn, you can reach her through here. If you want to see the jewelry, it is fun jewelry. I tell you, ta-da! Hello, I have it right here. So if you want to get a hold of Erinn, this is how you can do it. Just see what she does. You can't tell that she's my hairdresser because I don't do anything with my hair. But she keeps it looking beautiful and healthy, and I appreciate that. Luckily for me, the color is natural, so otherwise she'd be doing something really fun and fabulous with it. And so if you want to talk to Erinn, contact Erinn. Here's her information. And if I can do anything for you, if I can be of any service, here's my information down below, CoachDanaInspires.com, and I would be more than happy to talk to you. So we are ending our show on time, and we just want to, Erinn, thank you so much for being here, taking the time. You're a busy, busy gal, and get out there, sell more jewelry, make us more beautiful. And oh, by the way, there's even men accessories in paparazzi too. So for all you guys. Anyway, thanks a lot, and Erinn, you take care, and we will see you next Tuesday on Business Inspiration. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day.